All right, going to point out a few things here that are slowing down y'all's Facebook ad results. And I will give you guys the fixes for $7. But first, some proof. So these are some ads that I have fixed their mistakes, increased their metrics. The initial metric we always care about for ads is unique CTR all. This is basically how many people out of 100 did not scroll by our ad. And this metric actually shows how many people clicked somewhere on the ad. That's how we know they did not scroll by. And the reason we care about if people, when people click somewhere on the ad is because that means our ad has entered their brain, and that is the only time or the only possibility we can get them to buy from us. So lower number here means our ad got into less people's brains. Higher number here means our ad got into more people's brains for the same ad spend. So first ad, our ad was getting into like 4.3 out of 100 people's brains. Had some mistakes. Fixed those mistakes, got it nearly to 7 out of 100 people, from 4 to 7 approximately. So we scaled CTR 1.6x. So ads getting into 60% more people's brains for the same ad spend. Second ad down there, ad was only getting into like 1.5 out of 100 people's brains. I've had some mistakes, fixed those mistakes up, and got the ad to 9 out of 100 every 100 people's brains. So scaled CTR 6.5x. And third ad, we are at 5 out of 100, got it up to 15 out of 100. So scaled CTR 3x. Final page of wins here. Unique CTR, all the same metric in the middle column. Got 12%. Looks like the average. And anytime anyone checks their current ad versus metrics I'm able to achieve, mine are almost always on top. All right, so now let's get into y'all's ad. So we always start at the bottom. We got the below creative cluster mistake here. Basically, filled out all the fields that Facebook recommended told us to. So that's the false belief that caused this mistake, is to trust what Facebook says, because what actually happens is this actually causes more people to scroll on by our ad and not take it in. And it enables Meta or Facebook to serve more ads per unit time, making Meta more money per unit time and making us less money per unit time because we're wasting more ad spend. So that's that. Next up, we're looking at the creative. So before and after is always the best, but the way we set it up, we make it that it looks like an ad. So it says they looks like an ad mistake. The false belief that caused us to make this mistake is, we saw all these done-up ads growing up, newspapers, TV, magazine ads. And we believe this is the number one way to bring in buyers, but that is 100% incorrect for social media advertising. And consequence of this is way more people scrolling by our ad than necessary, and we're wasting all that ad spend. Third and final thing is the see more headline. So this is what people actually see when they're scrolling down the newsfeed. This is the first 2 3/4 lines on Facebook mobile newsfeed. Attention business owners, that's line 1. Line 2 is blank, so we're missing that. Line 3, faded parking lot lines make your property. All right, so we got lack of context here in the highlighted text. This is actually what people are seeing before they click in, which means lack of context. False belief that caused us to make this mistake is, we're trusting ChatGPT, Claude output for our ads when it's been trained on trash ads anyway. So trash ad data in, it's going to give us trash ad data out, and going to cause way, way, way more people to scroll by our ads than necessary. So if you want these fixes, $7.